Hey there, and welcome to the Audio Apprentice. In this video, we're checking out some of the practice mixes on the audioapprentice.engineer website. You can download, flip, mix, produce, add instruments, change the arrangement, do whatever you like, knock yourself out. We've got everything from acoustic duos to full-on experimental vibes. There's a reggae track with live drums and real horns. Yep, that's right, live drums and real horns. Some dream pop, we've got classic rock with real drums, and yep, there's also electronica in there. These are warts and all sessions. There's no polish, no cheating, just real world recordings, so you can get a true mixing and producing experience. Today, we're going to listen to a couple of practice mixes from YouTuber OzMike. OzMike is mainly a rock guy, so the tracks he's worked on lean that way. He mixes in Reaper and uses a Focusrite solo interface, and he's keeping it real and keeping it simple. In this video, we're diving into two songs, Let's Get This Thing Started and Hurricane. Hurricane we'll get to later, but the first song from OzMike is Let's Get This Thing Started. This session was recorded on 2-inch tape and then transferred to digital. The beds are recorded live with solo guitars and vocal overdubs, and when we solo the overheads, you might hear the vocals in there. Before we hear this mix, let's go through the raw tracks. First, we have the hi-hat. Now we have the mic inside the kick. Now we have the mic outside the kick. Now we've got the snare top. Now we've got the snare bottom. Now we've got the first rack tom, the second. Now we've got the floor tom. Now we've got the overheads. Now we've got the room mics, and you'll be able to hear the scratch vocal track underneath it. Now we've got the bass DI. Now we've got the bass cab. Yeah, that was driven a little bit. Now I've got the guitar track. This is the first of the 90-degree microphones. And this is the second. And this is both together. Now there's more information about this miking technique in the Audio Apprentice resource. Now we've got the solo, again with the same miking technique. And lastly, we have the overdub vocal.
You're a little bit of jazz and a whole lot of moonlight, and you're dressed up to kill.
And this is what it sounds like, unprocessed and a rough mix.
You're a little bit of jazz and a whole lot of moonlight, and you're dressed up to kill, and you got me in your eyes. So how do I know tonight is gonna be the night? I got the fuse and you got the dynamite. Got the fuse and you got the dynamite. I got the fuse and you got the dynamite.
OzMike said that this one stayed closer to the original session. He loved that live energy. He kept the false start and the talking at the beginning to give it that band's just about to kick off vibe. There's no drum samples, no replacements. So let's have a listen to his mix. He mixed the drums just as they were recorded, EQ'd, open and natural. OzMike calls himself a self-confessed amateur, even though he's been doing it for a few years. He genuinely loves music and thrives on the challenge, so definitely go and check him out on YouTube. Now, for Hurricane, we've got a purely electronic kit, so you won't be able to get any spill from this. So let's have a listen to the kick. Now the snare. Now the hi-hat. First rack tom. Now the second rack. Now the floor tom. Now we've got left and right cymbals. We have a bass DI track. We have the guitar intro. We've got guitar rhythm 1, guitar rhythm 2, guitar rhythm 3, guitar rhythm 4, now we have a low rhythm, guitar harmony, got a lead guitar, there was lots of guitar tracks there. Now we come to lead vocals.
Heartbeat, backseat, sweating from the pure heat. One look drives me insane.
Got a vocal harmony.
I wanna taste it. Don't wanna waste it. One chance strand's coming on like a hurricane.
And now we've got the second harmony that appears at the end of the song.
We are hypnotized, blinded by the look in.
And all together that sounds something like this.
We are hypnotized, can you taste it? Blinded by the look in your eyes. Don't be wasted. One chance strand coming on like a hurricane. Hurricane.
For this mix, OzMike experimented a lot beforehand. He was chasing that live sound, mainly because he prefers something raw and real over a super polished studio vibe. To get there, he re-recorded and re-amped a guitar track for that extra live energy, added a stereo phase to the lead guitar, bumped the tempo up by 3 beats a minute, and then he dropped it into a new project and used a multi-band compressor and added a touch of EQ as a light pre-master, all in pursuit of that authentic in-the-room feel. And this is exactly where the Audio Apprentice comes in. OzMike mentioned he kept going back to the Audio Apprentice resource while mixing. He checked out notes on EQ, parallel compression, and stereo width for delays. He especially liked the trick about splitting a stereo track into 3 tracks, left, centre and right. So if you're looking for practice mixes and want a feature on here, submit your mixes. There's also a ton of practical info on recording and production, from setting up your room, to live tracking, to mixing, and all the way through to mastering. Head over to the audioapprentice.engineer and join the community, and let's take your mix up to the next level.